That's weird. I'm not seeing your your icons.
Yeah, that.
Oh.
That's weird.
Oh, who broke it?
I don't know. I haven't changed anything on my end.
I certainly haven't done anything either. What in the world?
Yeah, the links are all still there. Well, hi everybody.
Hey, how's it
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, we are here. How is everyone? I hope good.
Hanging in there, feeling good. Yeah, doing things.
Good, good. Well, it has been a minute, it feels like. Feels like to me, I don't know.
Question: How the backgrounds? Where are they in relation to the character portraits?
They are behind them.
Rip.
Let me
I was
see.
thinking maybe they snuck their way above them, but meh.
I'll double check just to be sure. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
What is going on? No, that's the old one. That's the old one.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, like that's it removed. Still nothing.
Yeah. Well, pardon the technical difficulties, everyone. This was rather unexpected.
Oh yeah. I most likely it's OBS.
Yeah.
Unless Discord did something. I think you have the images saved on your Discord. Is that right?
Yeah, and I didn't delete them, certainly.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh. Well. Yeah, that is really weird. I wonder what would cause that.
Oh, things, they happen.
Stuff and things. Oh well. Let me see. I suppose in the meantime, maybe I can just put the old ones up for now till we get that worked out. I think I still. Ooh, that's the wrong person. That is not Cinder. I'll have to fix that. Let's see. Ister? Yeah, yeah. They're lining up. They're lining up. Rat. Alright. This is so hard to do live. Okay, Bren? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good thing I didn't delete these, huh?
Yeah, it's helpful.
Oh. Jimmy's portrait is somewhere far away.
It's hiding just like he is.
So that one I'd need to replace manually. Need to get that one in there manually. And Draken's there. So Jimmy and Cinder were missing. Tell you what, for sake of ease, if you have those minis available, just send them to me in Discord and I'll shop them in real quick.
I'll get Jimmy's, hold on.
Okay.
Be a second.
This is very exciting, ladies and gentlemen.
Very, very exciting start to the evening.
Oh, yeah. It's been a little while, I guess. This is what we get when we leave Discord and OBS unattended for too long.
They say no, you get punished.
Yeah. How dare you?
All right.
Okay, so that'll be easy.
While we get things sorted, let me clue the audience in. There was the great Tam Lin debate ongoing before we went live, which, regardless of the respective opinions upon the narrative content of the traditional Irish ballad Tam Lin, I will take this opportunity to inform you there is a version of Tam Lin recorded by Anais Mitchell, the authoress of the Hades Town musical, my favorite musical of all time, and it kicks ass. So please do pull up the Anais Mitchell version of Tam Lin and enjoy. That's what I'm doing.
I like the sound of that. Okay. We're getting this. So how was everybody's holidays? We'll go there while we're waiting.
It was smooth.
Yeah?
Saw the family, as you do.
Well, that's always not a bad thing.
Yep.
Always not a bad thing.
Yes. Had a great night stargazing Christmas night. It was so clear around these parts. It was very pleasant.
Oh, well, that's always cool. There's not enough of that going on, if we're being totally honest.
Mm.
Not enough of that.
Yeah.
Alright, so... Oh, alright. So he's a little small in there, but that's fine. He's just standing back. And then... Oh, okay. You had Cinder as well.
Hey,
Yeah.
there you go.
That might actually be better. Let's see. Because that one was sized correctly. We're going to get these, ladies and gentlemen. We're a professionate.
Yep.
Like, I can't even say a professionate organization. Professionate.
Ignore the tiny, tiny car that we arrived to the stream in, all packed deep in the back. And ignore the little red balls that we position on our noses.
Yes. We're professionates.
Yes.
Where did that go? Oh my lord, okay. There we go. Okay. I have to say, I probably have one of the most insane download folders known to man at this point, because of the work I've been doing.
Mm.
Wow, that's a lot bigger. Okay.
Oh man, listen. My downloads folder is bonkers.
I believe it. Well, with all the work I've been doing on the, the homebrew and all that, so many images. One more to go. All right. Well, if while I'm doing this, if you want to recap us, you're welcome to. Don't let me hold you back.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. We will get that going in the meantime, as to not delay our lovely audience anymore. So, ladies and gentlemen, last time on Sigil Confidential, Jimmy went down to the cargo deck to try and determine the origin of the explosion. It originated on the wall, which clued him in to this being a purposeful attack. He asked Ratt, who was helming the ship at the time, to comb through the Whispering Gale's memories to find out what happened right before the explosion. A blurred visage came and stuck a delayed blast fireball to the wall, but unfortunately, Ratt wasn't able to glean any more information than that. As the night passed, Jimmy made the rounds of the ship, keeping an eye out for any additional acts of sabotage. What he did notice, though, was the apathetic, malcontented feelings were spreading even more rapidly. Even more disconcerting was that these feelings were even beginning to show up in a couple of the Shawnekeesians, but more of them were loudly complaining about a splitting headache. This seemed to confirm the theory the Sigil crew came up with the day prior that magical manipulation was at play, and Cinder offered to cast a spell magic on one of the longest affected sailors in light of this. The recipient of the spell shook his head for a moment and rubbed his forehead like he had a wicked migraine. Jimmy wasn't able to get much info out of talking to him, but after he went to lie down, the ghost went down to covertly peer into his mind. He was afraid of something unspecified, unsure of what's going on, missing time, head pounding, and feeling very alienated from the other sailors. She reported her findings and her firm belief that whatever was affecting the sailors was magical, and successfully dispelled from the one. As Istu and Cinder brainstormed ways the two of them could dispel the effect on the greatest amount of people, they started to feel ill with a headache of their own, and the ghost felt rather morose. The conversation suddenly seemed pointless to her, and everyone around her was an idiot wasting her time. Time that could have been spent getting to the Haruspex. Her sudden, strong desire to get to the derelict hulk led everyone to believe something was wrong when she was very vocally against going up there up until that point. But inquiries into her mental state and attempts made to dispel the effect made her angry and storm off. Jimmy begged Istu and Cinder for help getting her back to normal, and while they initially wanted to focus their attention on returning more of the sailors to normal, Cinder decided it was in their best interest to clear the ghost's head and asked Istu for their aid. After sneaking up on her with a couple of unsuccessful casts of Dispel Magic, one finally landed, and the ghost felt like a fog had cleared from her brain, leaving her with a terrible headache. What in the multiverse is creating all of this discontent in the people aboard the ship? Can the crew find and eliminate the source before it tears the crew apart? With the crew only 2 days away from the Haruspex, find out starting right now on Sigil Confidential, the Uncanny Odyssey.
Very good. Very good. All right. Yes, London, thank you for the sub. 23 month streak. Wow.
God damn.
That's almost 2 years. Awesome. Welcome. Hopefully we can make it an exciting one. Cue the studio audience clapping. Yes. It's in my head, Chance. It's in my head. With little Kong sitting at the front row. So, that's where we're picking up once again on the Whispering Gale. Traveling through the phlogiston we go. I will let you guys carry through. 2 days to go till we reach the Haruspex.
Yes, so with Bryn's effect having just been dispelled, she is now going to look around for Jimmy and is going to say out loud, "Where's Jimmy?"
First, I'm a little tricky to spot right now. Currently, stealth 19. Secondly, Draken is bouncing in and out. How you doing there, Draken? You audible now?
Oh. You alright?
Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Oh, he's trying.
No, he's having audio issues. That's alright, I'm sure he'll get it.
Yeah, so in the meantime, Bryn would try and like to look for Jimmy.
Okay. Jimmy, you are hidden or away? I can't remember.
I am stealthed at a 19. I am standing on some of the rigging up the mizzen mast.
Okay.
Because this seemed to be going a hell of a lot smoother when I was not in the picture. I got out of the picture.
Alright. In that case, yeah, you're welcome to make a... Where are you? You are...
On the main deck.
Okay, yeah. You can make a perception roll.
Yeah.
Damn.
That ought to do it.
Yeah, you picked him out.
Yeah. So at that, Bryn is going to turn, walk up the stairs, and stand at the base of the mizzen mast, and look up at Jimmy and say, "Hey, sailor."
Oh, give me a second. It was actually kind of tricky to get up here. And I start to climb down, and then I drop off the ropes down onto the deck. Ah, all right. How you feeling?
Like I've got a terrible headache right now.
That's good, right?
I mean, it's not good because I feel like a cranium rat's ass, but... I don't feel angry anymore.
Good, good. So it did come with freedom from various, supernatural forces impacting your mental state.
I don't feel like there was a supernatural force affecting me, though, Jimmy. It feels like all of a sudden I just got very angry. And had a strong desire to get to the Haruspex, and from what I figure, was just because I was aggravated and ready to get this over with, because I really don't want to be there, but you obviously want to take the crew there, so I'm just ready to get it over with.
Well, again, I'm no expert on wizard stuff. This is not really my area, but I'm pretty sure if Dispel Magic got rid of it, then it was magic.
Hey, Jimmy.
Now, what's up?
You can't trust her. Don't listen to anything she says.
And what, I can trust you? Come
Of course.
The day you come out of the scabbard to fight the angler is the day I trust you.
Hey, no matter what, I'm always facing away from you when you pull me, Jimmy. What more could you trust?
I look up at the ghost. You see this guy? You see what I live with here?
Remember, I did try to convince you not to take him off of the mantle so long ago.
Told you couldn't
so
trust
sharp.
her.
Oh, pike it.
It's good to have you back, Ghost.
Yes, and now that you're thinking about it, now that I'm thinking about it, the sailor that Cinder did cast a dispel magic on did come out of it with a wicked headache of his own. And at this, she puts her hand up to her forehead and say, "God damn it, it is magic."
Be better off without it.
Hmm.
Well, he looks around at the magical ship propelling him through the magical void that would instantly, well, not instantly, but rapidly kill him otherwise. Maybe not right now, exactly.
The irony of a Care Knight saying that, too.
He'll fit right in when he gets
Fit
back.
right in. He's
Yeah.
joining the Wraith Guard day one.
All right. I'm going to try and stay out of the way for a little while. It seems a bit like the Animus focuses on me when I'm around, so I'm going to see if it's just aimless when I'm not around.
Jimmy, I will say that whenever I was in that funk, I guess you could call it, I did glimpse the other sailors who were equally as affected as I was, and I felt a certain camaraderie with them. Like, there was something that we knew between all of us, and we shared nods and knowing glances, though it wasn't very specific or directed towards anything. Perhaps just a feeling of, like, yes, we need to get to the Haruspex. That is our primary goal. I don't necessarily know how to describe it here, but if I had to guess, it's not anything directed at you specifically, though you might be taking the heat in light of the fact that you are the captain. But the main concern is getting to the Haruspex.
Well, then I wish they'd worry a little bit less. It'd be a more pleasant couple days cruise. So
They're frustrated
showing
and
up to stab them as soon as I can.
They're frustrated and ready to get there, Jimmy.
Still, I'm gonna keep out of the way. Say thanks to Istu for me. Thanks Cinder too. If you see me again, just kinda, go on about your business. Wave. Then he leans over and he kisses her on the cheek and he's gonna re-stealth.
You never kiss me on the cheek.
You don't have a cheek.
Yeah. Semantics.
She'll raise her hand to the cheek and smile as she watches Jimmy go on his way, and then she'll head back down to the main deck.
All right. He disappears as you turn.
You guys ain't catching that one anytime soon.
Nah.
All right. So, I'm trying. What time of day? I think we were getting. Were we getting close to a shift change?
Evening into the
late.
night, so...
Yeah. So yeah, we're about to start the next day. Who is next up? Because I know you were trying to jump the line when you were under the effect.
Yeah, I think it would have been Bryn anyways, honestly, because Rad just got off a shift. Draken had it right now, so unless Istu wants to take it next, then it would be Bryn.
Istu? Any preference?
Well,
Why not?
Okay.
didn't you both cast spells? I think it had to be Bryn either way, because you both cast Dispel Magic.
I mean, Bryn casted some spells too. Like, it'll be fine. She just needs to rest and get all of her spell slots back.
Yeah.
Likewise with this too.
Yeah, no,
Was this the same day, or was it something else?
we're coming into the next day. We're getting ready for the shift change.
Yeah,
Who's currently depowered?
Draken.
Draken is coming off the helm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We were debating whether or not to give it back to the ghost who was just under mind control.
That was retconned.
Yeah.
That was retconned?
That was
okay.
retconned.
Yeah, because that whole scene happened with the understanding that was at the end of the day we're just coming off of, but there were more people who wanted to do things within the day, including more attempts on Bryn. So, like, again, I did that with the understanding that it was at the very end of the day and she was about to go to sleep, but there was more that happened, including the effect being dispelled on her, so that debate never happened.
So,
But yes, Istu and Bryn would both have been rested up by now, so either are perfectly fit to take the helm next.
well, we'll let Istu go since she's volunteered. Unless there's
But yes.
Sorry, I'm reading 20 things at the same time here. My brain's scattered. But yeah,
all good.
We'll let them take the shift, unless there's any issue with that.
Yeah, Bryn will obviously have no issue. She's feeling better now.
All right. So is anyone doing anything before the evening ends?
Not me.
No.
If not, we'll go ahead and get our resting in and whatnot. Is anyone staying up, watching?
I am keeping an eye on things.
Okay. Jimmy is keeping an eye on things. All right.
It's like a month ago. I don't remember the mental state.
Was I unavailable for any conversations that should have happened but didn't because I wasn't here, or?
No. We pretty much just did a recap and kind of the discussion of bringing Ghost out. Like you haven't really missed anything. You're good.
Yeah, Bryn went to go find Jimmy and they talked, and now she's back on the main deck.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
about it.
'Cause
So
if I recall correctly, Jacob was going to have Jimmy talk to Istu about
I
something.
was. Since
But-
we've got 2 days before we hit the Haruspex, he was gonna play it cool and wait for the morning.
okay.
Well, one day as we head into the next day.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna make some inconsequential, unimportant dice rolls real quick that mean absolutely
Oh
nothing.
god,
so
the
just
ship's
ignore
gonna
them.
blow up before I even get to talk to Istu.
Okay.
Roll well,
That's a 1.
please.
That's a 1.
That is a 1.
And 2 13s. So
Yes. Those are
As a number, 13 doesn't frighten me.
those are saving throws.
As a number, 13 does not frighten me.
Yeah. So those are saving throws. So the 1 is actually in my favor.
Yeah.
oh no.
So okay. The night passes fairly uneventfully. The ship is chugging along, still headed in the direction of the Haruspex. There's no upheavals, no explosions, nothing crazy. Jimmy, nothing weird seems to happen over the course of the evening. You will you're still seeing that shift in the direction of change in the mindset, the people or the gatherings, the groupings, the eyes that are looking at crewmates disdainfully, the usual. It does still seem to be growing slightly day to day.
Jimmy's growing sanguine about this particular affair, thinks to himself, I've never really been able to stab a social problem before, but I am looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you are headed towards the Haruspex, which seems to be whatever is causing this wanted.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why the chill out has happened.
Question?
Yes.
What's the ship doing?
Sailing.
But the ship isn't just a ship, it's like a sentient being, right?
Yeah, to a degree. The Gale isn't terribly chatty. The Gale's intelligence is limited. It's just very, very, very old. And has a lot of experience under its belt because of that age and what it is and where it's been. But yeah, beyond that, it's hungry all the time. But it's got the impression that, you guys are heading to a location, and locations usually equal food. So,
So when Gale consumes the pilot's magical abilities. Is there an order in which that's done, or how does that work?
As far as how they go?
Is it just all the spells at once, or is it like spells first, abilities, and then like?
It pretty much takes all your spell slots at once in the beginning.
Consider it a drain of general energy rather than spell slots going away. It's just a drain of energy, so it's just pulling from like every one of your spell slots at the same time.
So I don't necessarily have more magical energy when I use Arcane Abeyance. I have the same amount.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're a battery, basically.
Okay.
You're, you'd probably be a 9-volt.
Nice. All right.
Everybody likes a 9-volt.
Yeah, it's better than plugging the Artificer in. I'm like a AAA.
Oh yeah, Lola. The Whispering Gale is a lovely, lovely lady. Sort of. Well, I guess... Yeah, no. Really closer to an end table than a lady.
There's nothing I could do to make this battery power more, is there?
No, not really.
Okay.
It's a very general thing.
Yeah. The main things that influence that is full caster versus half caster, and then what spell slots you have available to you. So like, it's to being a full caster and can cast up to 7th level spell slots. Like, yeah, you're pretty much dumping like the maximum amount of power that anyone can dump into a spell jamming helm, meaning it'll go as fast as it can go,
which is stupendously fast. We're talking Spaceballs level ludicrous speed.
Ludicrous speed.
Ludicrous speed. So is anyone doing anything for the morning section of the day? Anything specific?
Yes.
Okay. What are you doing?
Istu would like to communicate with the ship. It's got several centuries probably of experience dealing with different pilots, dealing with people, dealing with communications. Has it seen anything like this? Have they seen anything? I don't know what they're... Have we said Gale's a he? I don't know.
Gale doesn't have pronouns. Gale's
so we're just gonna...
An it.
Okay.
It's... Or feed me, as you suggested.
Yeah, feed me.
Mimics do not do sexual dimorphism.
Nope.
Okay, so has it seen anything similar to this? Like, how does it see people most successfully deal with a mutiny, for lack of better words? What does it think of how we're handling this dichotomy or whatever we're trying to this kerfuffle, Like,
I think you should herd the entire crew down below and just leave them down there. It'll work itself out.
If you can answer this with less hunger, that would be great. Like, if we weren't hot pockets, what would you say of our performance so far?
Put half of them down there.
That is less hunger.
That is less.
Yeah, that's actually really kind. Surprisingly. Which half?
No preference.
So if we were able to find, I don't know, some incorporeal crew of people who already knew the ship and knew how to man it, say we were able to free up one person a day from the crew, what would that mean in terms of how hungry you are?
Well, I mean, one is more than nothing.
Is it just like an endless abyss of hunger? Like, no matter how many people we put down there, it's not going to be enough? Or
I am very large and very hungry. And not particularly particular in whom or what I eat.
Interesting.
But the cargo deck is open. It would be much easier if you could, lock them down there. All of them. Or half of them. A quarter of them. You could go down there if you wanted.
I don't really want to do that right now.
Okay. Well, we're going somewhere special, right? I'm sure it'll be fine. In fact...
Maybe it won't. I don't know.
Oh, no. It'll be fine when I need it to be fine. Sorry, that was a little ominous, wasn't it?
Well, I'm just trying to figure out, like, obviously the ship is driven by its own hunger, right? So it would serve its best interest to assist us if we were going to hypothetically still try to, like, continue on the train of thought of getting the original crew back on board. That's something that I could talk to Gale about and kind of discuss something with it as we go through the...
You're getting the sense that the Gale's path of logic, 9 times out of 10, if not 10 times out of 10, is going to be the shortest path between 2 points is a straight line. If it's hungry, it wants food. It doesn't care where or who or how or when or why, just as soon as possible and as much as possible. At the same time, the Gale does understand that where you're at currently, the Gale needs a crew. Otherwise, it's just a drifting mimic in the phlogiston. It can't arcanely power itself.
So I would be designing my own obsolescence if I were able to get the crew back permanently, because then they wouldn't need us or the original party or the people we've employed.
Possibly. Like, you have a Cold War mutually assured destruction type thing going on with the Gale, which is why the Gale is not a threat to you. But never misunderstand the fact that that is the only reason the Gale is not a threat to you. The Gale is not a friend. It is a monster, and it is consumed by its hunger, and that is its sole drive in existence. Yeah, exactly, Lola. Muse. I need you. I may not want you. That's the Gale. Granted, the Gale is not a vindictive, horrible thing either. It's not plotting against you. It's, like I said, the shortest path between 2 points. It's a straight line.
I keep thinking it's more than that, though, because out of character you were saying before that it likes Bryn. Out of character.
Even that is loose. And that's just because there's some kindred genetics there in a weird way. Very, very distant and far, far removed.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, I think what my character's trying to do here is just get out there and, like, talk to people.
That's fine. It's perfectly... Like... You're not doing anything wrong. I mean, I imagine Istu is experiencing the opportunity to interact with a mimic on a verbal level, or, on this level for the first time. This is a unique experience for anyone. So that's fine. It was fine that they would be curious.
So So that's what I spend the morning doing, just chatting it up. Because like every other just relationship here seems to be kind of being worn thin by some outside force, uh, exaggerating the negative, right? So the way to combat that is to confront the negative when you're in an objective state of mind, and then come to a resolution about it, and then deal with the things you can, and move forward with it, right?
Yeah. Well, the potential mutiny is not so much a negative for the Gale. If you guys have some huge battle up on decks, guess where all those bodies could go? Right down in the cargo bay.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, that's not a negative for the Gale, so to speak, unless it like wipes out everyone or damages the ship.
So we're just like ravioli rolling around.
Yeah. On top of the Gale, all covered with cheese. You guys are just meatballs. Sorry. That was terrible. So the rest of the morning passes uneventfully. Right around noon, you begin to hit turbulence. Like the ship begins to shake, and you guys can kind of feel it, like you're hitting bumps and weird currents in the phlogiston as you're passing through. Especially Istu, they can really feel it because the attachment that they have. And it's nothing that's damaging anything, but there is a disruption that you're coming into, and Istu, you can feel it. It's almost like you've passed a very gradual barrier on a gradient scale, and it's just slowly getting more and more turbulent as you're going.
Can the crew feel this?
Oh yeah, they can feel the bumpiness.
Okay, so Bran's going to take out the Evermap and look at it.
Okay, what are you looking for specifically?
That huge mass of energy that her and Jimmy saw on it a couple days ago. She wants to look and see where that is.
You've just crossed the outer threshold. You're in the fringes of it now.
Okay, so she's going to look around. Anything particularly interesting? Something that she could be concerned about?
It's hard to say because of the scale that you're looking at when you look out of the the sea, the phlogiston, and the speed that you're moving. Finite details are difficult, obviously, especially up close. At a distance, like you might see a crystal sphere floating way off in the distance, and it doesn't look like it's moving very fast because of the size and everything. But at the same time, you can feel it more than anything. You don't see anything out of the ordinary right now, though.
All right, so Bryn is actually going to go to Istu, like with the Evermap in her hands.
Okay.
Istu was already on the way to Cinder anyway, so you meet them in the hallway.
Cool.
Perfect. Istu, this turbulence that we're experiencing is right here on the Evermap, and she points it out. This is something that Jimmy and I caught a couple days ago. We have hit the large energy disturbance.
Okay, so it's not just my brain being wobbly. Good to know.
So the two of you.
No, we all feel it.
The two of you are poring over the Evermap. Now, as you're moving closer, you're starting to get the impression that the Haruspex, where it lists that location kind of on the map, seems to be at the center point of this disturbance. You're starting to kind of see the ring forming around it on the Evermap.
Well, I suppose that's our target right there.
Yep. So,
Dun dun dun.
is there anything I can do to make the trajectory to that location any more smooth?
As a helmsperson, no, not in particular.
No, it's
Whenever we're at the helm, we are effectively the batteries. The arcane batteries that power the ship. We have a small amount of control over the directions and movements of the gale, but not very much.
and
Still need someone to steer.
it's just like a plane hitting choppy air. Kind of what it feels like.
For the folks in the real world, I
Yeah.
doubt any of us would. In character would know.
Oh, Draken's actually a Cessna pilot. Didn't you guys know that? I thought we talked about that.
Why do you think I'm so focused on flying? I want to do it without the plane. It's a
So
theme.
I should ask then, since you would probably know this, there's things that you can do to like stabilize or like level yourself if you're experiencing turbulence. Like, is there a way around that? Like, you can kind of look at the
on an XYZ axis, on a planet with a gravitational pull, you can get above it or go below it.
Mm-hmm.
You are
But that's not
working-
possible.
Yeah, there is no technical up or down where you're at right now. Think of it more of transversing outer space would be more accurate depiction. So there is no up or down. You're coming into a globe of disruption rather than a disk.
So it's just into and out of,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, you're in it. You might be able to shift and try to find an area that's less disruptive, but at the same time, that could go either way, potentially.
Locating it, navigating towards it, turning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that feels like a lot of active brain energy to, like, as soon as, you jostle one way to, like, correct, to, like, stay balanced, sort of like whenever, a person's gripping the wheel and making, like, all those tiny little micro adjustments to try and keep their car straight.
Are we just like shaking or?
Right now, it feels like a bumpy road. If just to give you something to compare it to, like driving over a bumpy road, but it is steadily an increasing feeling. Very gradual. It is definitely a gradient process.
Okay. So for all intents and purposes, I would think the ship's gonna be fine from this. It's not like a concerning.
The gale's not alarmed.
Okay.
It's just some rough chop. It's fine.
I'm just studying the map, like from. Okay. Interesting. So what do I need to do about this?
Stay the course.
Nothing in particular. Whoever's navigating and steering the ship just needs to stay the course is all.
All right. We'll do.
It's me, but my stealth is so good you don't even think I'm there.
So the ghost will nod, give Istru a nod, and turn and walk away.
What the fuck you nodding at? Heck.
It's just a nod of acknowledgement.
No, you nodded twice. Like,
It's two licks their eyeball.
and looks with the other one at the space that was nodded at at the second time and is like, eh.
Well, it was
Weird.
meant to be only like one quick up and down for Bryn.
So is there anything else you guys want to get done today?
Yep.
Okay, what do you want to do?
Sorry, I wasn't ready for that. I would like to grab my clipboard
Okay.
click my winged boots.
Clap, clap.
Clippity clip. Activate my sunglasses of seeing to give me 120-foot true sight.
Okay.
And I'm gonna flit and float around the boat with my clipboard, looking important stuff.
Okay.
Taking inventories, checking rails. It's like I'm doing an inventory, checking, making sure all the work's getting done. Mops and, floors getting mopped.
Mm-hmm.
All the ropes are, coiled appropriately and all of this.
Sorry.
To keep the pretense that I'm doing official,
What's the
business.
underlying purpose that you're actually doing?
Well, I suspect that we have a stowaway that we have not previously documented, that maybe is hiding from our normal vision senses.
Okay. I see where you're going then.
Like while I was attached to the Gale, I remember seeing a spooky, cloudy ghost thing, like a quick blur of movement in the immediate time before the explosion.
Mm-hmm.
But we haven't seen anything else quite like it. So I'm just gonna float around, looking like I'm doing official business, but seeing if I can.
Give me 3 perception checks. We'll just say 3. Keep it simple. You do not find anything out of the ordinary aside from the dirty looks that you normally have been getting.
Yeah, well, whatever. At least I'm doing work. Fucking hirelings. Can't trust them to get anything done.
Yeah, but no, nothing turns up out of the ordinary beyond that.
Okay, cool. I'm just floating around looking like a manager.
Okay.
With my clipboard.
All right. Anything else for the day?
Nope, that'll do it.
All right. Anybody else?
I think Istu was going to track down Cinder. Didn't you say that?
Or was it Jimmy that they wanted to have a talk to?
Cinder.
Okay.
And we're just gonna walk over, have a seat, cross our legs at the ankles, and look at the scenery out the window.
Sounds good to me.
It is very pretty.
Yep.
Here.
All
right. We'll put the picture up.
God. If the phlogiston is just like a garbage heap, I'm gonna be sad.
No, it's actually an incandescent flow of color and energy shimmering through open space. It's very pretty.
Nice.
The picture I put up there, here I'll show it to you, is actually not terribly far off.
It's milky white with an opalescent sheen.
Mm-hmm. Shimmering in the dark. It's nice. It's pretty.
So Jimmy will make the rounds. I assume Istu and Cinder are someplace that's not terribly hard to find.
Probably not.
Probably not. All right. I would like to make a roll.
All right.
A bread roll?
Yes. a honey yeast roll, as a matter of fact. Have you ever had one of those? They're so good.
You make everybody hungry.
They're light, they're fluffy, you top them with butter, and they're still a little slick with it when you eat them. Most good. So I would like to make a honey yeast perception or insight roll, whichever is more appropriate. He comes across this scene. He's assembling what he knows of Istu and Cinder. He's trying to determine, is Istu attracted to Cinder, or does Istu like that Cinder is very warm? It's literally generating uncommon amounts of body heat.
I just want to curl up around you.
Oh God, here we go.
And now you've made it weird.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Go to your room. Go.
So I would love to make an insight check here. I suppose, Master Miss, you're the only person who can adequately answer the question. So
I
would
will
you like to set the DC?
I will let you handle that entirely, Master Miss. However you want to be read or misread or whatever. You can even make a deception roll if you want to hide it.
Yeah, I have a number in mind, so go ahead and
All right.
do your worst.
Can't remember who we're talking about.
I'm a rogue. My worst is still pretty good.
You may send it in the DM if you prefer.
If you want secrets, yeah.
Not necessary. Your study of the behavior of various species leads you to believe that this is an odd occurrence to this particular race. It's not necessarily about the warmth of like the clinical objective. This person is warm. This person is cold-blooded. That's all it is. You have just the slightest bit of trouble figuring out what the purpose of this is at all.
Mm-hmm.
It occurs to you that it's weird, but you think that the person in question doesn't even know why they're behaving this way in the first place, so it's tough to pinpoint their motivations.
Okay, that's sufficient for Jimmy, I would say. He looks on and he says, huh. There's some sort of natural affinity here. Unusual. But
I hope
you
that
seem
honors...
to be having a good time.
I hope that honors what you rolled there. Because that was really good.
It's perfectly fine.
So
These two look like they're having a good time.
Stu has like a regular expression on.
Which I suppose is a good time for them.
Yeah, there is a reroll there just in case.
I mean, they usually just have like a regular, like, people are like, oh, you should smile more. When they're like, I am smiling, that type of thing. People say that to me all the time, like, you should smile, and I can be sitting there just as happy as can be, like, oh, I got D&D tonight. I can pay my bills. I'm actually in the black for once. Like, let's go. And I'm like listening to fanfare in my head, and they're like, you should smile more. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life. So I don't really convey those emotions. So I would like to think that someone's a Yanti would kind of struggle with portraying them correctly.
Yes.
So, are you and Cinder wanting to have a conversation, or is this just a hangout?
My character doesn't have any intentions of starting a discussion.
Okay.
I think that I share that with my character, like that desire to just kind of eat. Sometimes you just want to sit somewhere and just be a person.
So it was about the
I feel that.
Within the vicinity of another person. Like, it's not about being attracted to somebody, because that's not necessarily what it is, right?
No,
it doesn't have to be that. Like, it's just you spend quality time with somebody that you vibe with, and you're vibing.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I feel that so hard.
It's about the warmth, the presence.
Yes and no, but we'll
no weird way.
More on that later.
Not in a weird way.
We don't have to turn it into some.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So, in that case, unless anyone has anything else, we'll pass the night.
Yeah, it's probably fine. I think I have to stay at the helm if we're experiencing turbulence.
Yeah. It's nothing serious yet, the turbulence is. I will say that as we come into evening, you begin to notice a darkening within the phlogiston around you. A gradual darkening accompanying the increasing turbulence. It's not like a shadow. It's not like nighttime, obviously, but there is almost as though something is pulling the light away. Slowly.
If this is in the evening and Bryn is still awake, she's going to furrow her brow, look very disconcerted for a second, and then look down at the Evermap. What's it looking like now?
You are edging closer. You're about halfway into the disturbance. You're getting there. None of you have any form of telescopic abilities, do you? Or the ability to, or a telescope, or even.
Is there a telescope on the ship?
No.
Let me just check my inventory real quick.
Because, I mean, that is something that Bryn, you know...
That's a tool, isn't it?
A telescope's actually a very expensive item if you look at the equipment list. Very expensive.
Bryn did want to look at the Haruspex from a distance with the telescope. I assumed we had one on board.
I'm not opposed to you having one.
Spyglass.
You guys are.
Cheap. You want a spyglass? I can make one, and I'll just pop a spell slot. You want a spyglass? I got one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind you guys having one because it's not like it's some far-fetched thing either.
Like I can just do this. Hold on.
I don't have one.
It's on the sheet. I can just do this. The right tool for the job, and then spyglass for 1 hour. Here, you want one?
Yep.
There you go.
Bryn will happily take it and then go up to the forecastle and look out, see what you can see in the distance.
All right. So, looking through the telescope, dead ahead, peering out through the twisting gloom and strangeness of the phlogiston, between the wisps, you can actually see the current moving in a like counterclockwise pattern. And being able to look this far across it straight ahead, you can kind of see it moving in that direction and getting steadily darker as it goes deeper. And then very, very distant, almost like a star, you see this little speck of light dead ahead, the direction you're heading.
And this is in front of the counterclockwise current?
Yeah, we're talking huge, vast swath of current. Like you're kind of going straight and it's brushing across you.
Yeah. So, is the wheel to steer the ship up on the forecastle?
I believe no. It's actually in the back there.
Okay. Well, Bryn is going to walk over, and I assume Jimmy's up here.
I am, and I suppose if you literally walk up to the wheel, then, you know, not much stealth can do for me there.
Yeah. So, Bryn's going to walk up, hand the spyglass to Jimmy, and she will invite him to look through and say, all right, now, Jimmy, if you notice while looking through the spyglass, there's a counterclockwise current right in the path that we're going towards the Haruspex. I'm a little peary about this.
I should point out, too, that you're in it. It's likely
the
what's causing the turbulence.
Well, Blackjammers grants me proficiency in seafaring checks of all kinds. I would like to ascertain, firstly, whether it will be possible to escape the current having sailed further into it.
It's not pulling you.
It's just kind of going.
Yeah. You're going across it. Like I said, it's what's causing your turbulence right now.
Right.
Yeah.
The second question, can we make better time if I turn to sail with it and take a slightly spiral course?
Possibly. There is a matter of control if it goes deeper and the current does get substantially stronger.
Yeah.
Fair.
I will say my in-character and out-of-character concern right now is that this is some sort of a whirlpool that will pull us in to some sort of, like, you know, abyss.
That's what I was checking the first one.
Yeah.
If it really does just seem to be circular rather than a proper whirlpool, then I'm not going to be too worried.
It's hard to say because of the scope. Like the distance we're talking about are enormous.
It's true. It's true. A spyglass can only do you so much when you're moving 6,000 miles an hour.
Exactly. But everything seems to be okay for now.
I hand the spyglass back and I say, it really doesn't seem to be pulling us in. It is very substantial, though. I'm thinking I might turn with it.
She'll nod and say, all right.
Now,
Well,
question,
as long as
though. We're
long
pretty
as-
far out still, aren't we?
Bryn will pull out the Evermap and say, we're getting closer and closer by the very day. We shouldn't be much longer now.
If it keeps the same speed across smaller and smaller circles as we get towards the center, it might be nearly impassable by the middle.
You think so, because we did traverse this half distance in the day, basically. Like, this is the distance we traveled over the day since we first saw that we were at the edge of the large energy disturbance. We know we're a day out. And
So, Jimmy, my boy, good old Int 11, could not possibly tell the ghost about how linear speed along a circular path tends to change as you approach a smaller and smaller radius. He don't know that. He's just got a bad feeling.
That's fair.
that is something he may kind of have an intuitive understanding of, though, because of Blackjammer.
That's what I'm saying. He has an intuitive understanding, but not one that he can explain. He just says, I don't know, I'm a bit worried about it. I'll keep an eye out as we approach.
Yeah, gut feeling's fine. That makes sense.
Do what you feel is necessary.
So, who is next up?
That'd definitely be Bryn this time.
Okay. So, we're going to, unless anyone has anything specific, pass the night. Nothing crazy happens. I'm going to make some entirely inconsequential, unimportant rolls real quick.
I think I slept during the day because I was coming off the helm previously, so stay up, I guess, and keep watch.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll use another charge of the sunglasses to help keep watch.
Okay. Once again, nothing substantial sticks out. Nothing weird happens. The unease continues to grow as it has been into the morning, but no actions are taken in a negative light. No upheavals or mutinies or explosions. It's a fairly calm evening. The handover for the helm goes without issue. I will say that by morning, it's about as bright as twilight would be. It's been steadily getting darker. The turbulence is becoming more and more noticeable. A lot of even some of the more experienced sailors are struggling because of the steady, constant jostling around. All of you are a little bit. It puts you at unease. Some of you might even feel a little nauseated by the constant jarring, bumpy movement that just is steadily growing. Up ahead, that bright light has gotten brighter. And at this distance where you're at right now, and on the scope of what you're looking at, especially if any of you use the spyglass, you can see that it does appear that you're moving across an insanely huge vortex. It's so big that it looks like it's moving slow, but you get the sense that if anyone were to jump out right now, you would get torn away and be gone in the blink of an eye. The gale is a little uneasy, but steady at it. Blackjammer is uneasy but unsure.
Yeah. Yeah, look at that is not great.
Yeah, Bryn is going to go up to Jimmy.
You want to solve your mutineer problem?
If Jimmy was willing to simply kill half of the crew that he'd hired, they'd have been fed to the gale already.
They're working well.
Oh, they're getting what they want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no trouble at all, except for dirty looks. Nobody's messing with you at all.
Well, Jimmy, it looks like this is a huge vortex, and the gale, for its part, is feeling very unsteady.
The gale is feeling unsteady in a sort
uneasy.
In a losing ship integrity sort of way, or in a that thing might have a bigger mouth than me sort of way?
Not in a losing integrity sort of way. What's beginning to happen is the shifting current that's been just kind of abrasively battering the one side is actually starting to force the ship to turn into the flow, whether it wants to or not. Attempts to bar the wheel at this point, if anyone tries to, you will definitely get the distinct impression that too much opposition is going to risk snapping the rudder.
Yeah, we don't want to be doing that.
Which Jimmy is the one at the wheel at this point, so he probably noticed.
Yeah. Also, the sailors out there have dropped the sails. They've pulled up the sails. Excuse me.
No need.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. You know, they don't really need to be ordered because they're all salty dogs of one sport and another. So as soon as this current started becoming a noticeable pickup, they started pulling the sails up so that they wouldn't get ripped to shreds as well, or cause the ship to capsize.
Blackjammer, when's the last time you had to do any real captaining?
Like you ever let me do any captaining? You never take my advice for anything. It's always, oh no, Blackjammer, I can't do that. Oh no, they're my friend. Oh, I like this person.
I like people. But, I mean, do you see this? This is going to be good.
All I hope is that there's something up there on this derelict what's-it worth the risk that we're taking. You know I like me booty.
I do, I know. I mean, the thing itself is a massive warship. I'm sure there's something.
As long as we're both focused on the right booty, I think we'll be alright. I just need your head in the game.
We'll be alright. We got this.
Bryn is going to look at Jimmy and raise an eyebrow. Not at the sexual innuendo, but... Not at the sexual innuendo, but at Blackjammer saying that he hopes the booty is worth the risk we're taking.
For those of you at home, I am just going to point out really quick, in case you've missed it, Blackjammer is an intelligent cutlass that Jimmy is carrying, and it is an asshole. So
Yeah, famed pirate captain.
In case you
sword.
missed it, how could you?
just so that you don't think that's just me like shooting set out, you know.
No. I carry around a bit of a jerk who likes to get me in trouble.
But
He's
Bryn,
got a +3. He's got a +3. Come on. What do you want me
Makes
to
it
do?
entirely worth it. It does.
and along with other cool abilities, but Bryn is going to look at Jimmy and say, well, I've never heard Blackjammer express any concern about any risk before.
Oh, you should have seen him when the angler showed up.
I remember that, but I mean in terms of navigating the phlogiston and what we're out here doing. Because I remember a few days ago he seemed rather excited at the prospect of, you know, gaining treasure and going towards whatever this was, but that's an unusual level of unease for Blackjammer.
So, as you're having this conversation, an all too familiar voice pipes up from immediately behind you.
Hey, it's our buddy.
Nice. Suppose that's what you get for trusting a trinket. There's the angler.
Doing his thing.
Oh, this is exciting. This is exciting.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a blast.
Ooh, I just can you feel the tingle in the air?
Yeah, but I think that might just be how the phlogiston is.
Oh no. You see that?
And he points at the enlarging speck of light.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's something special.
Well, I mean, you could fill me in if you wanted, but I'm content to take my surprises as they come.
Oh, but you know,
Turning the wheel gently.
I don't want to give the impression that I've manipulated events to bring us to this place, because, you know, as much as I do actually want to see that, this of course isn't my doing. I would never manipulate situations to my favor.
Jimmy's just smiling. This one actually seems a bit more genuine.
What? Somebody's been influencing these people.
Somebody has.
Is Ratt even up there on the deck with the three of us?
No,
Rat could be wherever he wants to.
He's just commenting, I think.
just commenting. Somebody's doing it.
So yeah, the angler kind of studies his nails and picks at one of them. These long, wicked-looking things on the ends of his fingers. And he's grinning that big fish mouth grin with all the teeth, kind of side-eyeing you. Go on, carry on. I was enjoying your little conversation.
Now, remember, this is very important. You are still up for the away team.
Me?
You're coming with.
You would bless me with this opportunity.
Once you sign on, you're on.
Imagine you and me together on a derelict, whatever that is. It's gonna be fun, Jimmy.
Oh, what a blast we'll have. Ghost,
Yes.
would you like to make an insight check? I'm offering you an insight check.
All right.
It's a fun one. It's a great thing.
19.
You have seen this happen before. In times of stress, Jimmy will simply adopt a truly devil-may-care attitude.
He's getting stressed.
Things have been stressful. He has elected to sail directly into it.
Some angry typing going on.
Oh yeah, big time.
Oh my god, is that not muted? Wow.
Nope,
It's
that's
so
not-
good. It's all good. It's all good. Believe me, I'm guilty of it very often. So.
So he has decided to just drop decision making as a concern. He'll make decisions once he has resolved the current problem, which is sail the ship directly into that thing. As a result, he's feeling good.
So
at this, Bryn will look at Jimmy and say, "Are you feeling alright?"
Oh, I'm doing fine.
You tend to adopt a devil-may-care attitude whenever you're stressed.
Yeah.
It's all right, Ghost. The devil does care. That's what got you here to begin with.
Oh, my favorite part of this whole situation is exactly how many miles and how many crystal spheres behind we have left the devils of Sigil.
Never underestimate a devil. But that's neither here nor there. I'd say by evening we'll be at our destination, wouldn't you?
I should hope so. It seems to really be picking up speed.
Oh, yes. Maybe sooner. It's very exciting. So, I think I'm probably going to stay behind, as much as I would love to go with you. I have you here for a reason. But I will ask a very small favor. If you find anything where we're going, bring me a souvenir. Something tasty, something organic, something delicious.
I'll think about it. I'll keep my eye out.
Good. It'll go a long way to earn you some favor. Maybe a little debt forgiveness.
Well, if I see something worth a soul or two, I might pick it up.
I'm sure you'll know it when you see it. Anyway, I will leave you two to it. The air out here just doesn't suit me. Good evening, good day, good morrow, and good night.
And with that, he tips his hat and turns and goes to walk away.
I was hoping I was going to get that layabout to do some actual work.
Good luck.
But really, Jimmy, don't let the stress cloud your judgment. We don't need it at this point. You need to have your head on straight for steering in case we get ourselves into some real trouble.
I drive better when my head's empty.
Well, as a helmsman, I have a certain degree of control over in-the-moment maneuvers, in case we need to. So, I think I shall stay up here for the moment, and she'll sit down on the deck, kick her legs out to the side, and kind of wrap her hand and arm around the base of the mizzen mast for her own stability.
Okay. So, unless there's anything pressing, I'm going to push us ahead a little. Unless there's something else that anyone else needs to do before we kind of get into the next phase.
I really wanted to get in that conversation with this too.
Go ahead.
But I feel like the driving is going to be rough here.
Yeah. No, you're welcome to. You guys would have the time.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Ghost, do you want to spell me on the wheel a minute? Or is that kind of complicated wearing the hat?
Shouldn't be complicated wearing the hat, but I don't have any experience steering these things, however.
Don't worry about it. There's not much steering to do now that we're in the current. Just keep it on this line. If the ship starts to complain, sneak a little bit further into the current.
She'll shrug and stand up and man the wheel.
Okay. I will say right away you have impressed upon you the force. Like you actually kind of are gripping it and you having to apply some force. Nothing terrible. It's not going to disrupt you, but just to impress upon you that there is a current pushing against you.
Yeah, but she just, like, she has her, like, hands gripped on the wheel, and she's just looking down at it and thinking, like, jeez.
Yeah.
You gotta put your back into it. Plant your feet.
All good.
Right, so Jimmy sneaks off in search of Istu.
Okay. I imagine that'll be easy enough to find Istu, unless Istu is intentionally being hard to find.
Not really.
Okay.
Not really where you hanging out.
Push it real good. Nice.
Let me see. Where? I'm not really sure. We're gonna say, since I don't know the terms, the starboard side of the ship.
Okay.
Looking out at
Oh.
at the woe.
At the big.
I guess, unless Cinder has any preferences to which side of the ship he sits on.
Not at all.
Okay.
All right. Just kind of hanging out.
Vibing.
All right, the both of you there.
Yes, unless Cinder needed to go somewhere.
Cinder has no plans.
Perfect. So I sneak up on you and say, "There you two are. I was looking for you." Didn't get a chance to thank you for helping out the other day. It meant a lot.
Istu slides an eye open and looks over. They tilt their heads slightly and like a small popping noise. It was like a cracking of a
The vertebrae.
vertebrae, just like slightly. Right? And you're just like, yup.
Just wanted to check. When we get there, he points in the direction of the horrifying bright light. Probably there will be a ship to poke around on. Either of you interested?
Sure.
Okay.
Alright, good, because it's dangerous. And the two of you seem to be pretty good at breaking whatever hold the thing has trying to drag us in anyways. And Istu, I just wanted to check and make sure that you don't want me dead. I've been picking up a little bit of a why are you still alive vibe.
Why are you still alive?
Not
But
a
you're-
question I'm really equipped to answer, sadly.
But you're not alive, though, are you? Though you're not alive. You're not.
I have been reliably informed that the amount I am cheating death by is not enough to draw the attention of the authorities.
Literally.
Now, does that count? No. No, it doesn't.
So why would I wish for something that's already come to pass?
I could be more dead.
I make a fair point.
You could. You could be more deceased, more isolated from the living. It would take a bit of effort, though.
I really hope it would take a lot of effort.
Yeah. I don't really understand the question, but yeah.
Now, Jimmy is the one to tilt his head at you.
You say you've been picking up the vibe that I want you dead.
A little.
If I wanted you dead, you'd be dead.
Good answer.
I don't wish for things and then not bring them to pass.
Really? I do that all the time.
They are a chronomancer.
you think I'm sitting here, oh man, I really wish, oh I so hope, oh my god. All I want for Christmas is for Jimmy to die.
Generally speaking, people with access to the wish spell don't go like wishing for things all willy-nilly. Like they're pretty serious about it.
Somebody
They understand the consequence.
I hope somebody clips that, by
like,
the way.
Thinking that word.
All I want is for Christmas. For Jimmy to die.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I don't know if in the vagaries of time and space, if I'm even using that word correctly, if we have the time for me to dig into what the vibes actually are, but I don't know if you would care to hear them, to be honest.
Have I mentioned that what I used to do before the entire world ended and I got shoved into this strange sort of side gig was deal with people? There's nothing I like more than hearing about it.
Well, I don't wish that you would die. Because to me, you're already dead. One of the things that comes about when you die, when a living being dies, is they lose the connection to everyone else. You know? And it can be really easy when you're in the middle of whatever magical effects are coming about on the crew to decide for yourself that less is more. But that's not always the case. You know?
Jimmy's nodding along. He doesn't know, but he is nodding along very convincingly.
We only ever hear from you when there's a problem. Right? You don't want to be the leader, but you are. You are. So be it. Be the leader.
Oh god, I have literally been old man.
Yeah, real talk with this too.
I mean, so like, okay. People within your social circle are deciding that you should die and turning against you and treating you what you think is unfairly, right?
I don't worry about fair anymore.
The way to combat that sort of irrational disquiet, state of being disquieted, that's, I don't know what the word is. Insert the word here. I swear to God. I'm trying.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I'm not being very eloquent today, so we're gonna pretend that you were smoothly told that isolating yourself is not the way to go, even if you think that makes you safer. That's not helpful, right? You can't have a social circle of just you by yourself. Like, if you're leading the crew, you need to lead them. You can't stop communicating just because you don't get the results you want.
This is actually very wholesome.
After Istu has made this very eloquent point, Jimmy's sitting there. He's got his face in his hands. And after a little while, he wipes across his eyes and he looks up and he says, "You would have an excellent, excellent career on the grift if you ever needed one."
I'm gonna take that as a compliment.
The highest one I can give.
Oh yeah, from a rogue, that's a big one. Especially a con man.
You're right. You are right. And I hope, after we sail in there and I put a sword through something, that I can have a slightly more colloquial and social way of captaining the ship. Bit more involved, you know?
I guess it is fair that you have a lot of responsibilities, and I'm not trying to say that you have to go around and make nice with everybody. Whatever deity in this realm exists knows that I don't do that. I'm not a social butterfly, and I wouldn't expect anyone else to be that. But I do think you should trust more than one person.
I trust you.
Do you?
Wouldn't have given you my hat otherwise.
Yeah, Jimmy, out of character, displayed like the biggest display of trust towards Istu when no one else did in the Plane of Fire.
I think that was an attempt to be like present tense, you know, like, because now like things are happening, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Things have happened, like the
Things will.
the state of unsettling that brought itself about to be upon Britain, right, recently, led to a couple of things being said that maybe hurt some feelings, right? And you can think that, okay, if this person can turn against me, everybody can turn against me, and you're like, maybe I don't need to talk to them unless there's something wrong and I have a reason to go over there. I'm not gonna go, right?
There was a little bit of that. That's a fair read, I think.
Yeah, that's the vibe we're putting out right now. Not the hatred, but just the dislike for the methods that have been chosen in this particular instance, which maybe have been chosen fairly, maybe have been chosen due to certain circumstances that are beyond your control.
Jimmy has been listening patiently from sitting on the rail, and he stands up at this point. I do trust you. I'm glad you're coming with me, and I know you've got my back.
Yes. Why else was I sent here?
One of these days, you might actually tell me why you were sent here.
And that right there seems like the perfect moment
for something terrible to happen.
For the ship suddenly get rocked by turbulence. So yes, as you're kind of saying this and having this moment, this I'm assuming, like, and this is how I'm picturing this, like Istu and Cinder leaning on the rail, looking inward towards the ship. Jimmy stands up, turns around, and looks towards them, and out of the corner of your eye, Jimmy, you just see this like wave rolling. Istu and Cinder, there's just enough time for you to hear Jimmy gasp and see his eyes go wide, and then the wave hits the ship. The ship gets rocked. People start kind of getting thrown everywhere. I need everyone, but you three in particular, to give me deck saves.
Oh yay! Everyone gets +5 to their deck saving throws.
Nice.
How big is that aura?
Everyone, or just people
No,
in a certain
just us three.
Just those three.
Do those three first, so we don't get them mixed up.
Brent's holding on to the wheel. Is that would that affect anything?
Ouch.
I'll give you an advantage since you're gripping.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And these are all
still looking good.
+5, right?
These are all +5.
Okay.
Well, guess I didn't need it anyways.
Okay. So all 4 of you are holding on. Draken, you're good.
Is this a magical effect?
No.
This is a big damn wave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So
do I have time to like reach an arm out like a mother driving a car, just like?
Sure. I'll let that go. Whoa. So the wave hits a number of a number of sailors go over the side. And just for flavor,
nope.
I'm gonna roll a d12. One sailor goes over the side.
Stabilized.
Well, hang on. The one sailor, you see him go over the side. He is immediately just torn away in the current. Like,
gone.
Spaghettification. That's too bad. I can't help with that.
No, I mean gone as in you see him just ripped to pieces and fractured out and just steadily like pulverized into nothing but mist instantly. The gale begins to start panicking in your mind.
Yeah, Bryn's eyes widen at the like sight of that, and like she's gritting her teeth. She is like internally freaking out right now too.
Yes. Blackjammer, you can feel humming in the sheath just with the energy of the moment. Everything begins to just scurry like somebody kicked an ant pile. Sailors are scrambling, getting the rigging, just trying to make sure that the masts aren't about to snap. Prem, you're losing control.
Back up to the wheel.
Bryn is losing control on the wheel rapidly.
She'll hold on to it with Jimmy.
Okay.
And
give me a strength check, Bryn, as Jimmy's making his way to you rapidly. All right, look at that.
And with a -1 mod too. Jeez.
Yeah, so you're straining hard. Now when the wave hit, the wheel jerked, okay? And this is for flavor more than anything, but the wheel jerked and it clipped you in the cheek pretty hard. So by the time Jimmy gets up to you, Bren, you've got a bloody nose, just this red streak kind of running down your face and, spraying across in the current. She's gritting her teeth, just fighting with this wheel, and Jimmy runs up. What are you doing, Jimmy?
I am getting on the wheel, and it seems to me that the safer option here is to turn with the current.
Okay.
It looks like it is fearsomely strong, and so long as you are aligned with it, there's not really any risk of it trying to, twist you or batter your hull, because all it can really do is push you faster.
That's fair. You gonna turn into it then?
Yes.
All right, so you turn into it. Almost immediately, you can feel the momentum kick. Now, it's not very strong because of the nature of spell jamming, and you're kind of protected against momentum, but you can just feel this jerk as it catches you. The ship is just rattling like crazy. The sailors are hanging on to the rigging and the mast and the rails. You guys are just like on your knees holding on for dear life. The whole ship is just rocking like crazy. The gale is screaming in Bryn's mind. Jimmy, you are fighting, both of you together, to hold the wheel despite the fact you're going with the current. Things are picking up, and just it feels like reality is blurring around you, just swirling and crazed and moving at a pace that you cannot follow, that you cannot fathom. And these lights begin to whirl around you, and things go darker and darker and darker, and you can almost feel as if your entire form is beginning to pull. Like you can feel something pulling at you hard and painfully. Anybody want to make an
Jimmy,
action?
I hope you're sure about this.
Just laughing. We're gonna TPK into a black hole. That'd be great.
Anybody want to make a what now?
An action? Anything you want to do before I continue?
Bryn wants to know what the fuck this is.
That's a good question.
Is there any sort of check that she can make? Because, like...
This is pretty unique. I'll let you have a chance to roll a crit. How about that?
Okay.
Because this is very unique. This is Genesis figuring out a new language on the fly. Level difficult.
What do I need to roll?
Just roll a d20.
Roll a 20.
Yeah. I'll give you a chance. There's always a chance. Nope.
Shit.
It was worth a try. It's okay.
Yep.
So.
Damn, I want to make that 20. Anyways.
So the tension picks up. People are screaming. People are crying, vomiting. There's all of you begin to just kind of bleed from the nose and the ears.
I'm laughing at the wheel.
Jimmy's cackling like a madman. The ship actually flips. Now, granted, up and down and right and left are kind of a weird concept out here, but you can see it. You begin to just roll as you're spiraling now. Just boom, 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 boom. Once again, everyone's just kind of holding on and trying not to lose their breakfast and their lunch. Somewhere in the distance, you can hear the angler just cackling at the top of his lungs. Are you casting a spell, Ratt?
I'm gonna encase as many people in my lab in this sphere as I can, yeah.
Okay. Give me a disadvantaged concentration check, please.
Okay.
You're getting bounced a little.
Yeah. Look at that.
Oh, he's strong.
What a hero. What a hero. Alright, so you managed to get your spell off. The ship continues to spiral and just rock and bounce. You can see sailors just slapping against the hull of the ship, holding on for dear life. And then everything goes dark. Every light around you just completely blinks out. Magical, non-magical, everything plunges every one of you into complete darkness. Not even dark vision is piercing this. And you can feel this sense of free fall. Like just tumbling through nothing. But it's not momentum, it's not movement. It's almost as if, and Istu, this will be really powerful for you. It's almost as if the flow of time itself is pulling at you in every direction at once. And then suddenly, like an elastic band, it snaps to. And then nothing. It's like everything goes completely still and silent. And in the distance, fading slowly as your vision and your senses come back, and you kind of wipe the blood away from your faces and your eyes and your ears, and slowly kind of start getting your bearings and get to your feet. A scene unfolds before you. Would you like to see that scene?
Yes.
The Haruspex can be seen at the center of the vortex.
The fuck is that?
Wow.
Floating almost peacefully at the very center, and it's almost as if it's just incredibly slowly being devoured and torn apart by the vortex, being pulled in, but it's like it's unraveling, like it's coming apart. The very fabric of its existence is just slowly being filtered into this vortex. But you get the sense that it being so huge and it being where it is, that you are actually in like a null point right now. That its presence stopped your momentum, stopped whatever was pulling you forward, and allowed you to coast to where you are now. You're still moving, but it's slowing.
God's damn.
Whew.
Jimmy, I think the Haruspex just saved us. We probably would have died without it.
Well.
Well, do you see
Boy,
that,
says
Jimmy?
Speak for yourself.
I see it. I'm not sure I believe it, but I see it. That's supposed to be a ship?
It is a ship. You can also see a large amount of smaller crafts all around it. You can see them in the picture there. Derelicts. Also caught in the same kind of gravity null point that you're in.
Also, is this a beholder ship?
No.
Okay.
It just looks spooky.
It's similar to what their ships look like, though, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I had to ask.
Yeah.
But Jimmy, do you not see pieces of it being
what?
pulled into this vortex that we're in? Without it, we probably would have died, actually.
What? Yes, that's
What
a
do you
thing.
mean what do you mean a beholder has a spaceship? It's already a nightmare. What does it need a spaceship for?
It's got spaceships
That was
with
an out-of-character comment.
It's got
by the
spaceships
way.
with entire crews of beholders.
Yeah.
What?
Jimmy, I'm going to make an executive decision for all of us right now. If there's an energy distortion field on the Evermap, we're not going into it.
You are already in it.
We are deep in it.
You're already in it.
I
This
said any
is
more.
the energy disturbance.
I said any more. Any more after this if we make it out of here.
Fair.
I'm certainly never doing that again.
Fair.
I don't know, it was kind of fun.
So,
Just trying to get...
no,
As we're all picking ourselves up and such, Istu releases the fingers that are like clenched around the shoulder guard of Cinder, like with finger bones actually making little popping noises from the tension, right? And they're just like, oh, sorry. They're just like, they're catching their breath and wiping their face with one hand, and then like wiping the I guess bloody nose that we all have now from this, and just like recovering and such. And then they just realize they have like they have an arm completely like in front of Cinder's chest for no reason. They're not like gonna protect them better, whatever. Like, so they fully like catch their breath and stuff, and then they're like, oh, sorry.
love it.
Cinder just smiles, says, "Don't worry about it. Thank you. I appreciate your help."
Let's go see if everybody else is dead.
That would be good.
I do
mean,
need.
that wouldn't be good.
I do have one more piece of information I need to give you.
Yes.
Bryn,
Yes.
the gale has gone silent. The gale will not react to any commands.
Uh-oh.
You are dead in the water. Well,
Well, I
figuratively.
mean, at least that solves that one. We don't have to worry about somebody stealing the ship.
Jimmy, I've got some bad news.
Lay it on me.
The gale is silent.
I was never really talkative with me, so...
I know, but you know it's a living ship.
Oh, that kind of silent. Grave silent. Huh.
I don't know. Can Bryn tell if the ship is still alive?
There's still a connection, which would imply that there is some life still.
The gale is alive, but it's not talking to me. I cannot give it any commands. I can't do anything.
Do we have any momentum left, Church?
You're still drifting slowly, and it's decreasing quickly.
Ooh, that's less good. We're not gonna make it all the way to the ship, will we?
No. Although, and this is we're gonna chalk this up to a Blackjammer intuition.
Mm.
You almost get the sense like Blackjammer doesn't want to go anywhere near that thing.
Oh, come on.
There are, just because of the state of it, like it's literally like coming apart, but not in the sense of like breaking. Like it's like deteriorating from reality and being pulled into the vortex. But you can see that it's still powered, right?
Mm.
And you imagine the amount of power it would take to run a ship that size, and the reaction that it could cause if something went wrong. Yeah.
I don't know. That sounds very exciting, actually.
Yeah. It's still an option. It is still definitely an option.
That's the only option.
Well, there's
We
a
have to
lot
go
of
in
other
there and
ships
shut
around
down-
too.
We have to get in there and shut down whatever engine is still allowing energy creation to shut down the vortex so that we can drive our own ship out of here.
The vortex is
suspect-
not caused by the Haruspex.
Yeah. What
Sure?
the read I'm getting is that the vortex is currently choking on the Haruspex because it's so damn big.
Yeah.
Oh, because the read I got was like that the Haruspex's massive, giganto, like supermassive black hole engine was like self-imploding, and we needed to go like stabilize or shut that down.
I mean, that is still something to consider if you're stuck here. If the Haruspex goes nuclear,
I mean,
could
we'll
be
stop it
detrimental.
from doing nuclear, because then maybe we can drive our own ship out and then stabilize the shipping lane, and then we'll be heroes.
Well, we have other problems first. Let's get the crew together real fast.
At this point, I'd like to come out on the deck. 'Cause I've been below deck this whole time.
Yeah, all right. I'll let you out of the bubble.
Poor Draken got knocked around. He's got,
He was
Oh
protected.
God, no! I as soon as stuff started going sideways, I took off. I was hovering above the ground.
Then the ground started slamming into you.
Hovering in midair.
Were you in the bubble with Ratt?
Yeah. No,
It's a pretty big bubble.
So Ratt,
Yeah, I was down there.
Ratt is just covered in glitter.
Wow. That's never coming out.
That's never coming out. It's the curse of Draken.
What the hell happened?
I don't know.
Go
Shit,
downstairs.
shit got bumpy. I reacted with
No,
my
no, no, I
safety
don't.
barrier.
I don't mean you. I appreciate it. You, I understand. This is when I get up on deck. What the hell?
Yeah, so as you come up on deck, you look out and you see this scene.
I take a nap, and this happens.
We found it.
I see that. It's big. I like it.
It is so big.
We
We're
also-
going over there.
We also nearly died. We
Like
probably
that,
would die without it.
How often has that happened? We almost die every day.
It does keep happening, and I'm so upset about it.
Speak for yourself.
I am.
Is it just me, Draken, or there at the end did it get kind of like when you pulled us out of Cairn? I was feeling some of the same, like, oh no, they're forcing me through a straw situation.
I don't know. I was in a bubble.
Ah, damn, that
Take your
sounds
word for
nice.
It was actually pretty nice. Though I did get glitter everywhere.
Small price to pay.
I don't think I'm allowed in the workshop anymore. I am sorry about that.
So, as you guys are getting your bearings, is anyone... well, some of you have a very high passive perception, don't you?
Yes.
Yep.
Anybody have over a 20?
Yeah.
No.
me too.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So those of you with over a 20 passive perception will notice a strange-looking smaller craft, not too far away from where you're at, floating, derelict. It's been ripped to shreds. I mean, it's just torn apart. But do either of you speak Elven?
Speak what?
Elven, you
Elven.
said?
Elven. Common and gnomish.
I got Dwarvish instead of Elven, sadly. I might speak a word or two, but...
Bryn used to have Elven before they made the changes to Changelings with the publication of Monsters of the Multiverse, but whenever that got published, I swapped over to that Changeling race trait, so yeah, I mean, now
Well,
Bryn just...
you had Elven when you made Brandon?
Yeah, when I made her, and then I swapped over to the Monsters of the Multiverse, like, Changeling race stuff, and I just said, like, okay, it's Common and Sylvan, but yeah, she, at least at one point, had Common, Elven, and Sylvan.
If you have Sylvan, we'll let it go.
Okay.
I will say that there's... it's scarred and broken, and little bits of it are missing, but you can faintly make out across the side of this craft the word Haruspex in Elven.
What, the little one?
Mm-hmm.
Thought that was the big one.
Jimmy, across the side of this craft is the word Haruspex in Elven that we're coming across.
That one, he points. That one over there.
Apparently, yeah.
So if that's the lost legendary Elven warship, what in the hell made that?
Yeah, this thing's smaller than your ship.
That's an excellent question, because that's a lot smaller than ours.
All right, we have a couple of problems. I'll admit it. Let's take them one at a time here. First, how we looking on mind control? Let's round up the crew.
The crew's battered. They're picking themselves up and dusting off. There's not any shenanigans going on right now.
Head count?
Well, we're down one at least.
And I'm not gonna be mean. I'll say the rest tied off where they were and managed to hold on for dear life.
All right.
So you lost one crewman.
Yes, so we're balanced out now. Actually, no, we're still up one because we gained 2.
Yeah, but those ones are still unconscious.
That's fine. They'll wake up.
Eventually.
So just going around, picking people up, making sure they're all right, taking the opportunity to see if they react to me or if they're moving in this strange hive mind manner that they have been.
It's hard to say because everyone is in survival mode right now, and just in awe of what they're seeing, including the angler, who is actually standing right at the bow with his hands folded behind his back, kind of rocking back and forth on his heels, looking out at the enormity of the scene before him, grinning. That, mealy-mouthed, needle-toothed, fish-lipped grin of his.
As I passed him, I said, and I had half a mind to steal that thing.
I like the way you think, boy. I like the way you think.
So, the crew hands looked after. Let's get the party together.
All right. So you gather the group?
I try.
Okay.
Well, How's everybody feeling?
Fantastic.
Confused.
You know how Bryn's looking. She's got a sour look on her face right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make a few rolls. Don't mind me. It's fine. It's fine. Meh. Yeah. Alright, yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
It's good. It's great.
Yeah.
But how are you actually feeling, though?
Okay. What was that?
Again, not an expert. What I'm picking up so far used to be a huge whirlpool sort of thing here out in the phlogiston. And at some point, it started to choke on that. Now it's a huge whirlpool with a nice calm spot in the middle for us to sit in.
Yes, and that appears to be the only thing that prevented us from dying.
What? Like a plug in a drain? That's not how physics works. You can't just plug a black hole with a cork.
But what if it was that big, though?
Even with a really big cork.
Hey, you know the messed up thing? See that light in the middle? I think it's still running.
It does kind of look like it.
So, the other problem, we are not running. We are currently not running, actually.
Nope, the gale is silent.
Oh, have we done one of those things? Anybody got some magic to test real fast?
Sure. What do you?
Okay.
Oh, just anything. I'm hoping this isn't like you know,
How
anti-magic field sort of situation.
Just cast like Firebolt or something. Just some
Not that one.
cantrip. You don't want to waste
Not
that
that one.
I'm gonna go with a cantrip that does not use fire.
Imagine setting off a fire spell right here.
Why? What's that gonna do?
A bloom.
What if I set it off? What if I set it off 120 feet that way?
It's gonna blow up the moment it leaves your hand.
Oh.
There you go.
No, you're. So the light goes off, as intended, and assuming what the object you cast it on, whatever object you cast it on, right?
Yeah, I'll cast it on. I'll cast it on me. I glow even brighter.
Okay. All right. So you glow, but ironically, it's like the light is dimmer than normal, and it's almost like it's being pulled in the direction of the center.
Interesting.
Ooh.
That's not how light behaves. Now walk off to the corner of the boat.
I hate it when physics doesn't work right.
I fucking hate it when this shit doesn't. And I'm gonna. Okay.
I've been engineered, not a scientist. Physics is supposed to behave. I'm not qualified to
Lightning.
fix it.
Lightning is not fire,
Damn it, Jim.
right?
Jimmy, sorry.
Lightning might honestly, actually, that's a good question. Church, here in this null space, is there even phlogiston where we're floating?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're still in phlogiston technically.
If anything, it's thicker than normal.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Well, that's a really bad idea because the spell itself just says a flammable object hit by the spell ignites. So, I mean, if the air is, yeah, that's not gonna be it. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That would be a bad idea.
Then I fire off like two like a you know like off in like just 100. This one will go 60 feet, so I just like 60 feet that way, just to like see what it does. Like maybe if it goes like a different way.
What are you casting?
It is an acid splash cantrip. So it's just a little like blob of acid that I throw 60 feet.
Okay. Yeah, it goes out and immediately like curves towards the center and starts to disperse and spread out into droplets and move that way.
What? No, that's not how I threw that.
That's not how magic works.
Why is it going the wrong way?
It's going towards the center.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess that's... No. Who broke magic?
Jimmy just points. There's your guy.
Wait, who are you pointing at?
I'm pointing at the huge fuck off ship in the middle.
Okay, good.
I
Wasn't sure.
thought you were
Nah, it
pointing at
wasn't
the angler.
Draken. Nah, this one's not you, buddy. Like,
Now that might have been an angler point too.
Yeah, I thought you were pointing at the angler. Here,
I look over at the angler and I say, you know, I think we finally stumped him with one of these.
Here we go. I'll put him up there. Well, what are you gonna do, Jimmy?
I'm gonna poll my esteemed and highly talented friends for ideas about how to move a ship that doesn't want to move.
Well, wouldn't take too long, Jimmy.
Nah, I'm feeling like I don't want to hang out here too long.
Although, look at all this. Isn't it just tasty? Can you imagine the wealth, the wonder, the opulence, the magnificence residing in all these little derelicts? Look at them, and especially that one.
I mean, the rogue senses are tingling right now. The rogue
That one's a
senses are
straight up
running.
yacht.
Actually, you know what?
It's a floating fucking pyramid. That's awesome.
Let's have a quick survey of what is nearby us in terms of derelicts. So the Haruspex is literally shredded.
It's still a contained vessel to some degree. It's just chunks of it have been ripped away.
Alright, so that might do for some looking at still.
Most of the debris out here where you're at is debris, inconsequentially, just chunks of this and that. There are a lot of organic remains floating about as you look closer as well. Various species and whatnot.
Yep, makes sense. Probably deadly here.
I have a feeling if we tried to get off the ship and board the Haruspex to see what's on it, that is a certain danger to us. A high likelihood that we may die in the transition.
Well,
Tuesday.
maybe. I mean, I look at the remains, the corpses out and about. They don't seem to be as shredded as the guy who fell overboard outside.
No.
The pull here is a bit gentler.
You know
The
what?
current's,
There's only one way to find out.
the current's pretty calm.
Just like overboard one of the deckhands. See if they keep walking around once they hit the bottom.
Do you want a natural mutiny? That's how you get a natural mutiny.
Yeah, there is no bottom to hit.
Yeah, there's a middle. I think we're probably gonna have to.
I'm just doing the chaotic thing.
Jimmy's just doing the lawful thing. He listens to this and he says, "That's gonna get all of the non-mind controlled people to mutiny." But he will first ask everybody, any ideas on how we can get some motion here? Are we drifting in gradually, or is the ship itself fairly stationary relative to the big boy?
It's still drifting a little. The movement is slowed significantly, obviously, though.
Okay.
I mean, maybe we can juice up the ship for a planar jump and like blip up.
There's a problem with that. A big problem. Two big problems, actually.
Ooh, okay, yes.
Well, first and foremost, I think Bren said that.
Yeah, the ship is unresponsive at the moment, so it
also
needs to wake up from a nap.
You cannot planar travel in the phlogiston.
Oh.
Gotta be in a sphere.
Well, aren't we in a sphere right now?
No.
We're in a spherical zone.
Yeah, that's kind of like a sphere, right?
With extra
Maybe...
phlogiston.
You have to be within a crystal sphere.
Got it. Maybe this is like a... Okay, never mind. So that doesn't work then. How far away is like the wreckage of the Haruspex?
You could swim to it.
Carefully.
Well, keep in mind, the way the phlogiston works, if you jump out into it, you have an oxygen bubble based on the mass of your body that encapsulates you. You can feasibly move through it, especially in a still zone like this, without suffering negative effects. If you wanted to. Yeah.
We probably gotta.
But
let's work through the other options.
I believe also, and correct me if I'm wrong, the Gale has ballista.
The Gale has ballista.
You could hook the wreckage and pull it in. It's effectively pulling in zero gravity, more or less. So.
You'll meet in the middle of your relative mass.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, that's an option. Now, I shouldn't be giving you ideas, but just in case you forgot the ballista are there.
Yes. What were you gonna say, Sam?
Thinking about maybe if we were close enough to get grappling hooks and tie the ship up to the Haruspex, maybe pull them closer together.
I think we can work this out. I think we should probably do that. I could swim, but I really don't want to.
I mean,
we've got two natural flyers.
That's what I was gonna say. I could fly. Could even bring a rope.
Let's start with the hooks and the ballista. That sounds like a great idea. Then
like
fly the rest of the way.
Okay. I was gonna do a loop-de-loop.
You can still do the loop-de-loop. It'll be fine.
Well, I'm still flying. I'm just gonna let you try first.
Well, Ratt, I think you're probably the best bet for the ballista shot.
All right. Sure. Just help me carry this rope.
Sure.
I'll make my way up to the foxhole and hook up the rope to to hit. Boom.
Any bonus on that?
Probably.
I don't know. Probably I get dex, right?
Yeah.
So.
It's your own weapon that you made. You're probably proficient.
Oh, yeah, I don't have it.
Yeah. So add dex and proficiency.
Okay, so that'll just be like +7. No, 8 plus 8, so 18.
Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, the ballista bolt and the rope fly off in a nice arc, and you can immediately see it start to drift in the direction of the center, and almost going off course. But you are trying to hit the broadside of a barn, basically, and so you managed to.
And I have thrown something into this before. Like I've got some experience.
Yeah, you kind of knew what to expect,
like, with trajectory in this unexpected.
But yeah, no, you nail your target. The bolt sinks in. It hits what seems to be metal, but it's old and damaged enough that the ballista bolt goes through kind of a wreckaged, damaged section and punches and manages to catch.
All right. I will slowly and carefully winch it in.
All right. So, as you pull it, it comes with its own kind of field of debris, right? Basically, what was in its immediate bubble, its area of effect. As it gets closer, excuse me. As it gets closer, the more prevalent thing that you see are several very unique looking drifting corpses. And I say unique looking in less about what they are. They're humanoid. You can, as they get closer, and you can kind of get a closer look at some of them as they drift closer to your ship as the Haruspex gets close. You could definitely make out like elven features, kind of desiccated and sunken and drained and dried out, like they've been floating out here for a long time. But it's what they're wearing that's unique. These really strange looking suits with like some sort of crystalline or glass helmet and a strange pack on the back of some sort. Most of the suits are shredded, obviously, and you know the globes around their heads are cracked and their faces are decayed and whatnot. But it's very unique. You've never seen anything like it.
Wonder what those are for. Oh, wait a second. No, this is reminding me of something. You remember when we went to the Shadowfell? Saying this aloud to, like, Draken and Ratt, who were standing nearby.
Ratt wouldn't remember that.
Yeah. Draken will.
Draken will.
Only Draken.
When we...
Itsu may know from Master telling them. Yeah. Itsu may know from Master telling them.
When we met our friend?
Yeah, first time around. Those suits that we pulled out of that first room we were in, they looked a little bit like that.
I mean, I'm gonna... Do they have any writing or anything on them?
Are you gonna pull one down and get a closer look?
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab it. I'm curious.
All right. So you pull a corpse sickle down. It's no issue too. It comes down. It's stiff and has a board. It doesn't move. It's obviously been out here for some time. You do see a label with some elven text above the left breast.
Bryn will come over and look at it.
It says Calvin Klein.
Jordache. No, it's a name tag. There's a strange crest on the soldier that you don't recognize either. It's very tattered and ruined, though. You can barely read out the name tag due to the amount of exposure that the suits had. But Alana or Allura, something along that line, is hard to make out.
It appears to be just a name tag, Draken. Alana, Allura, something like that, perhaps. There's a crest on here that I don't necessarily recognize, but... meh.
We should take them. We should collect the body.
I'm more interested in the suits. If we can mend them, have an idea of what they might be.
That would be good. I'm thinking with the Gale-like frozen food.
These are long since past. There's not much meat on them bones.
I don't know. Gale may still eat it.
I don't know if it would provide it much in the way of nutrition, however. The suits.
Like the equivalent of jerky, right?
Not too far off.
Give them like
suits,
6.
though. I think this could allow us to go out into the phlogiston for extended periods of time, away from the air envelope of the ship, and be okay. This could come in handy if we can mend them.
Or it could be contaminated with death particles.
I like that. Death particles.
I clean it.
Generally advised not to bring aboard unknown substances and potential fungi or whatever alien creatures.
I don't think there's anything alive on these bodies, Ratt.
Okay, but
Not
some
down
of that looks
here.
like some weird growth. Like what's that white fuzzy thing by your mouth?
Out of character, that's probably just some AI wonk.
No, actually,
It looks like some sort of.
if you look around the
They're
backpack
looking
as
a little
well,
floral, actually.
yeah, they're plants.
Oh.
Oh
Decadent
yeah! Oh
plants
yeah!
on
Yeah!
there.
Yeah! Yeah!
Yeah, they're
Makes
plants
sense.
growing on the body.
Why is there plants growing on the body in Nothingville?
I mean, they don't look like they're in good condition. They look like they're freeze dried, but but then it's flora that you don't recognize as well.
I don't trust it.
Well, from everything I've read in my adventure novels, a lot of the elven crews that sail the phlogiston, if it's any truth to them, then they actually use a lot of plants and plant material within their technology, so best guess that could be that.
So, as you guys are poring over the body, the ship kind of comes to bear as it's been pulled in. And kind of one of the gaping holes kind of in the side kind of comes into view. It's dim. It's even darker inside the other ship. But it's this really strange metallic structure. Yeah, like here you are on well, I mean, granted, it would be a wooden ship, you know? And this thing is like a solid metal, just beautifully crafted, you could tell at one time. Not anything simple. It would have been elegant with like filigreed patterns and gentle curves and arches, you could tell. The damage that's done to it is just extravagant. It's huge. Whatever happened hard and happened fast, and it literally just tore chunks of the ship apart. But you can see that as this hole turns towards you, if you wanted to, don't have to, but it would offer a point of entry into the other ship. Or potentially a point of exit if something's on it.
Ooh.
Pull it right up next to the ship and let's go inside.
That does seem like the plan, doesn't it?
It's what we came here for.
I suppose so.
Is that the plan?
Much to my chagrin, we put ourselves in mortal danger, and we've done that, and we don't even board the Haruspex, and why have we come down here?
No, we've promised our crew plunder.
We can probably manage a bit of plunder. I was more concerned with the whole mind control problem.
I don't think that's going to be much of an issue anymore. From my experiences with it, the mind control was to get us to the Haruspex, so we're here.
Is anyone opposed to going over to the other one before I start map changing or whatever?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
All right. So, are you using the rope, swimming over, jumping?
Rope sounds good to me.
Bran will be using the rope.
Okay. It's not going to require any rolls or anything. It's not a difficult trip. It's pretty short distance. Nothing too crazy. You guys kind of take your time, crawl over, bit by bit. Oh, Jesus.
He's clicking stuff. He's clicking stuff.
Trying. My God, I was just going to get your tokens. What the heck? Oh my goodness. Did I put them on a different layer or something? No. No. Okay. There we go. All right. That was giving me some hassle. All right, are we ready?
Hit it.
Let's go.
All right, I'm gonna drop your tokens over first. Don't look at this screen.
What screen?
Exactly.
All right, here we go. Moving the flag. Boom. Hopefully you can see
Yeah.
as you enter the ship. Oh goodness. Once again, metal derelict. You can hear it creaking and kind of moaning and trying to settle and whatnot. Something's banging against metal distantly, like clang, clang, like something swinging or something. The ambient sounds of the phlogiston outside kind of become muffled as you enter, and you find yourself in a long kind of room or corridor. Various blast marks and stains all over everything. The wood, or not the wood, but the metal is tarnished and pockmarked. You get the sense that it's been out here for a very long time. And the temperature on board is much cooler than you expected. Like the temperature actually drops. It's a little chilly. Nothing bad, but enough to be uncomfortable.
Look left. Look right. Well, that's not so bad.
Nothing jumps out and tries to kill you.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Believe Rat's doing a thing.
Oh, Rat, what are you doing?
Oh, just turning on a light.
Oh, do you need a light? Can you not see?
No, I can see.
Okay.
He was casting light. Yeah.
I'm just casting light.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's see.
could be useful. This is a dark spaceship.
What is the radius on light? Was it 60 feet?
2020.
2020? Okay. There you go.
Nice. Okay. Well, best get to getting.
Alright.
Should we go this way or that way?
You're free to move, just don't go too crazy fast. I do have some points of interest marked on the map you'll be able to see as you get within visual range of them.
Yes, I see doors marked here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. So, looks like the shot went into a fairly substantial corridor. What's this up here, Church, before I get any closer to it?
What, this?
That's a bloodstain. That I see.
It's very old.
Yeah, but I see something here in the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
To the far north end of the page.
Yeah, there's a large pile of rubble up there with what appears to be another body kind of nestled into it. And this one in a much more advanced stage of decay.
I gesture and say, let's check this before we proceed any further. I stop to investigate the blood stain, see, was somebody literally just murdered here and maybe flung to the far end of the corridor or something?
It's very, very old.
Right, probably not very much going to come out of it then.
Yeah, like it's peeling away and flaking. It's very, very old.
Oh.
So as you approach the debris pile...
Yes.
Okay. You approach the debris pile, My God, really?
That one was loud.
It was loud. You gotta rev your engine to be cool.
Yes.
Alright. There's a close-up of the poor soul nestled amongst the debris.
Ooh.
All around it, old dead vines and leaves, as well as floating particulate matter. Nothing that appears to be initially dangerous or anything, but the body has been here for some time. The suit has a large tear across the front, and then there's a large hole behind him, as if this individual was sent flying into the wall, hit the wall hard enough to break a hole in it. It probably, within the suit, is smashed to pieces. The skeletal remains are. And this is where they lie. And this is where they died, most likely.
Poor bastard.
Is he wearing another one of those suits?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. It's got a bit of a tear.
Very large one.
I think these will be of use to us if we can mend these suits. And we make it out of here alive, of course.
I think they're contaminated.
We can clean the suits, Rat.
I think that's a level of contamination that you should be trying to clean. I think you clean it with fire.
Probably not a good idea.
Yeah, and that's a bad idea here. It just makes this a perfect environment for some sort of, like, I don't know, monster infectious disease that needs to be burnt to thrive.
You make a fair point. Let's not disturb them too bad until we've had more of a look around.
Okay. You leave him be for now?
Yeah, he's like buried in a mass of dead plants.
Yeah. And metal scraps and whatnot as well.
Metal scraps, yeah. I will examine, I'll ask Ratt to bring the light up close so we can have a good look.
Okay. Are you looking for anything particular?
Signs that the plant growth was post-mortem? Signs of any activity more recent than this creature's untimely death?
What I will say, based upon the fact that the plant growth appears to have wrapped around the body, it does appear to be some type of post-mortem growth.
Okay, so apart from that, is there any indication that it has ever been disturbed from its current position?
Not that you can tell. That would be a little harder to determine just because it's sitting in a debris pile.
Yeah.
And it's been here must have been a substantially long time.
That's true. I would still attempt if you want it to be a roll, but if you think it's impossible to determine, then that's fine.
I wouldn't say impossible, but that level of detail. Oops, sorry. I didn't mean that to be so loud.
You're good. You're good.
That level of detail would be detailed, hard to pull out.
Sure.
I will say it doesn't appear that anything has disturbed it for a very long time. We'll say that.
Okay. Well, all seems quiet here.
Let's head inside.
Okay. So...
Bryn will push open the door.
Alright, so now the doors slide apart like a sliding screen, but it's metal. So as you push them apart, they grate metal on metal, and you see it just knocks a whole cloud of like particulate matter, like dust and rust bits and whatnot, just kind of shower down all around you as you do. You're kind of, gross.
Bryn's ears tilt downward, and she closes her eyes, and then is squinting through the dust clouds in front of her, and she looks very displeased.
No harm, though. The most disconcerting thing that happens is that the sound just reverberates through the whole vessel. The screech of metal on metal. And then just kind of goes quiet, aside from that strange kind of knocking sound you hear in the distance and the ambient noise of the phlogiston outside. You know, when it's real quiet and you're in a tense situation and accidentally make a loud noise.
Yep.
It's not fun.
That feeling.
That's why her ears are tilted downward.
Yeah. But yeah, you do manage to push the doors open enough that you can get through.
Jeez.
Everybody, let's stack up. Let's move in formation through here.
Bryn just stepped through.
Yeah.
Maybe not the best unless you want to be the one to take a monster to the face.
I'm sure it's fine.
Good.
Istu is standing in the dark. Might
What
wanna move Istu.
What is that?
Oh, is this two all alone? Is this two all
I'm
alone?
struggling to see anything. I don't know what.
Where's your token? Let me find you. Hang on. There. Let me make sure. You have vision. You have night vision.
Oh. Okay. Sorry. I'm down there. Got it.
Oh, there you go. Okay. No, you're good. As long as it's working, that's all that matters. So, you move
I
in.
have a logistic question.
Mm-hmm.
Are we in a place where we can access bag of holding materials?
No.
Oh. Okay. All right.
You're not gonna be able to really do that in the phlogiston at all.
Cool.
It's
So
extra dimensional.
we didn't get out of there yet. So I will give me a second. I need to fix some things.
Okay. So as you do that, I'll say the door opens up into a passage that leads into a set of metal stairs. They're very delicate stairs. They have a gentle, almost curve that makes it very ergonomically pleasing to walk up them. You almost feel like you could wheel up them if you were on skates. You know, but at the same time, they're definitely steps. It's kind of weird. But they get to the top and it kind of eases out into a landing. On the landing, there's just... It looks like tons of stuff has been ripped out of the walls here. This is a substantial amount of damage here. To your north, we'll just use cardinal directions for ease. To your north, you do see a strange pod-like chair with another one of those skeletons sitting in it, in one of those weird suits. There's debris all over the place, bits of strange machinery and substances that you're unsure of, and bits of metal and glass all over the place, just all over the floor, and the walls are just torn to shreds in here. It looks like something hit this location really hard.
I think that's the ship's helm, maybe? Yeah, it seems like a fancy enough chair.
Quite possibly. Does it look like a helm to Bryn?
It very much could be. It looks like it would serve that type of... I believe this is it. That type of role. So yeah, there's another close-up version for you.
Wow.
As you near it, you get the sense, based upon the huge rut across the floor, that this was not here originally. That it was actually yanked out of its original position and dragged physically across the floor by some type of force or impact, taking the individual in the chair with it. It looks like it rotated a significant amount in the moving as well. The individual in the chair is actually missing their right arm. It's gone completely. The suit is shredded where the arm was, all the way down to the side. Within, you see just desiccated remains, broken bones sticking out. The whole side of the chair there is still kind of deep, dark, old, blood stained all over the place, where the poor soul must have bled out. The mechanics and equipment, especially to you, Ratt, this is weird. This is something like completely beyond you, even. Like you're looking at it and it doesn't make any sense. This is a contraption, just this simple chair and the weird like levers and dials and gears all around it. You're looking at it, and of course your natural artificer's curiosity. You're trying to make sense of what the hell this was for, how this worked, and it's just something completely alien to you.
But how does it work? What does it do? What do you need such a crazy contraption for, even? Like, I drove a Spelljammer the other day. It didn't need anything quite so intricate or complicated.
Oh, there are multiple different helm types out there.
A massive collection of people who have never seen simply a spaceship.
metallurgy is amazing, though.
Yeah, you don't usually see people go in so much for the all metal ships. That usually doesn't work. It's not got anything on the big boy, but it's still very impressive.
How do they make metal fly? It's so heavy and dense.
Bryn is going to be looking around the room to see if there is anything of interest that she might want to check out before she moves on to somewhere else.
Okay, you're welcome to make some rolls if you want to do like investigation. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, just anything like perception, maybe to. She's just like, looking to see if there's anything that stands out, like any items or anything. Besides this chair, obviously.
Okay. It does seem like when the damage was done to this area, everything that was in here, for the most part, aside from the debris on the grounds and the things that are literally embedded into sections of the wall and ceiling, were drug out through the openings that it left behind. This chair and the individual sitting in it being one of the only exceptions. And it was only the drag across the metal that saved this from getting pulled out as well, by the look of it. Some aspect of the bottom of the chair that you can't see looks to have dug into the metal as it drug and kind of locked it in place when it got to that point. Beyond that, you're welcome to see if you want to like dig deeper or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
What should I roll?
Investigation if it's active, perception if you're just looking.
Go perception. She's just looking.
Okay. Very good. You will see that there must have been a substantial amount of glass in this room at some point. Sections of the ceiling as well as the front parts of this what once was a large room must have been completely covered in it, because it's everywhere. There's just tons of glass mingled in amongst the debris and whatnot on the floor. There are no other bodies in here, though, and it's a large room for one person in a chair. You've run a helm, and you don't need a big room to run a helm. It's
right.
And generally, space efficiency is a big deal on a spelljammer.
Right.
So it's a little odd. It makes you consider and wonder if maybe there were more people here at one time.
Yeah. Well, it's really nothing in this room of note that we haven't already looked at. I saw a door down here. Let's go check that out.
Okay. So, down we go.
Fancy.
Once again, it's similar to the last one. It pushes open to the sides. You open it.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, that screech that just reverberates through the entire structure, that kicks up dust and rust and whatnot that just filter down and rain down along you. All over you, I should say. Beyond, a long metal hallway, and it's covered in more debris. A section of the ceiling above has been completely ripped away, leaving what appears to be metal support struts and whatnot laying across the ground, as well as a substantial amount of metal bits and whatnot. As the screech dies down, those of you with the higher passive perception could you could swear you heard something move somewhere deeper into the ship. Just like you've got that steady clang of something that's kind of swinging and must be knocking against a wall. Something other than that, like a shuffling sound, and then stopped.
Fantastic. Seems like a great time to remind you of this particular ability. Just getting that on the board there.
Did you hear that, Jimmy?
Yeah.
You don't get the sense of anything moving within 10 feet of you.
Yes, that just for future reference.
No, it's good. It's good you reminded me. Okay. So yes, there is another door there. The hall continues down further.
Well, which way first?
Check the closest door before. Yeah, check every door as we come to it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Push the door open.
Yep.
All right. You push the door open,
Bam.
and
Right there.
it literally just comes off its track and falls inward with a loud clang and banging sound. It just kicks up dust and rust and dirt. Well, not dirt, but into the air and in a cloud. This room has completely collapsed. And it looks like when it did, it trapped another one of these poor individuals inside it when it did. They are almost entirely buried. The damage to their body is significant. The face shield has been completely shattered. They're just destroyed by whatever happened. I will say there does appear to be a strange mycelium covering this room.
Rat is suddenly going elsewhere, I bet.
Yep. Concerned.
This, I'm not particularly inclined to go inside.
You could potentially pick through it. There does appear to be a door on the other side, but you would need to climb through the debris. You'd need to probably break off pieces of the mycelium and climb over the corpse to do so.
Exactly.
If the
Brent's
corpse
not
is
inclined to go
stuck
inside.
in the room because the door wouldn't open. What chances do we have of getting no? Check a different door. Onward and upward. Can we maybe pull that door back closed and wedge it shut?
It fell inward. It came off its hinges.
Well,
Or not its
that's
hinges,
too
but
bad.
its track. Alright.
Maybe we come back for that one.
Okay.
But midnight has arrived.
Shall we hang it here?
I feel like this is going to be a more drawn-out affair.
Oh yeah, there's still a bit to go, yeah.
Yeah, and opening up this door would be a great cliffhanger.
Alright.
I walk up and kick it in.
You kick it in. You break your foot. No. Alright, yeah. Well, it doesn't really kick open. They slide open to the side. So
I kick it in.
right. You kick the metal door. A resounding thud echoes through the structure, and once again you hear something move in the distance as it opens
Now we're
up.
getting its attention.
You do open it up, and it reveals just a small chamber. This chamber is actually filled with about a dozen bodies.
A dozen? That's a lot.
That's not great.
Just piled in there. It looks, by the way they're in there, it looks like they were thrown into this chamber.
Yeah.
Stored there, maybe.
Storage room. Alright.
Well, we are away from the place of impact. It wouldn't make sense that there would still be bodies in here.
Yeah, I got some questions
Is there,
about what did
path
this in the
around
first
them?
place.
What was that, Ratt?
Is there a path around them?
Yeah, you could walk through. You could pick through them.
Okay. I guess I'll fly to the other side of the room and see if there's another way out of this storage room filled with corpses.
There's the one door to the east.
A door.
So, before you go too far there, as you step into the room, there's this shudder through the ship. Once again, it kicks up the dust into the air in swirling eddies, and bits of metal begin to kind of rain down on you from above as bits of the ship kind of come apart and rain down around you. As you're kind of, getting it out of your eyes and trying not to breathe it in, Ratt, one of the corpses just grabbed you by the ankle, and suddenly all of them begin to move.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's time.
Perfect.
So, I will do this. Oh, he's not supposed to be there.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of corpses.
Hacking and slashing time, yay.
So yeah, there's a cliffhanger.
Tune in next time
to say goodbye to our plucky hero.
Every spell I have is flammable.
Oh,
Most
awesome.
spells are.
That's awesome.
That's why.
Every spell I have is flammable, and my linear accelerator is in my bag of holding vest. With all of my munitions that aren't flammable.
Don't worry.
Oh, I love it.
I am prepared. I not only have the 3 or 4 items I use, I have plenty of damage of various types. I like to have all my flavor.
I have flavor, it just, I thought we'd get back to a place where I could use bag of holding someday.
This should be interesting then. It definitely should be interesting. These are a little lovely creation of my own.
Oh boy.
You have to trust
So nice.
Yes, I even gave them a fake name for right now. The remains of the day.
Ooh, that's a good idea. That's a really good feat. Maybe I should grab one of those.
That is a meta magic.
Yeah, I can get a meta magic as a feat.
But yeah, that's the transmuted spell. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
That is a really good idea.
Especially for where you're at. But yeah.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope the tension of the whirlwind ride into the vortex was exciting. I tried to kind of build that tension and make it exciting a little bit.
Exciting in a way that's very terrifying.
I had a blast.
Good. I hope you had a good time then. I did. I've been actually looking forward to this. And I want to ask, does anyone have a guess as to what's going on?
Oh man, that's a fun one. You go first, Ghinkgo. You go first.
The Well of Souls is plugged?
Ooh, that's a good one, actually. That's a good one.
I think
I
whatever.
don't know, like maybe dead stuff is not dying because the souls can't go through the whatever, and we're like gonna unplug it.
I will say
the death cycle.
The phlogiston does have a weird effect on corpses. It does tend to reanimate a lot of corpses.
Yeah.
This is concerning because I want to deal with it with fire. And we're in a place where you can't deal with it with fire.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, okay, we could deal with it with fire. All right.
No, we do not want to deal with it with
I
fire.
run to the center of the room. I drop 2 Eldritch Cannons. We all run out of the room. I
Doesn't
detonate
work like
Eldritch
that.
Cannons.
Doesn't work like that.
It works like that. The explosion is based on the Eldritch Cannon's location, not mine.
You're in a ship filled with phlogiston.
This is fine. We'll just move farther away.
You'll ignite.
We'll go behind some doors and then ignite.
I think it's a little late for that too.
It's probably a little too late.
Yeah. But what I think is going to happen is, or what I think might be happening, is either the big thing that's prevent us from going into the vortex is, you know, trying to lead us into it and is using like the Haruspex as like a cover, or like, it knew the story of the Haruspex from like Ratt and was like, you know, using that to get us to come down here, or there's some other like large entity aboard the Haruspex which is trying to draw people to it because it is still living and it is hungry.
Interesting.
I got nothing. I'm waiting to see.
We gonna find out. I bet you that the big thing is almost incidental to what got us stuck here, and that what's actually happened is the Haruspex had some sort of creature on it that could survive this environment, unlike most of the other, you know, crews that have come here. And it's been drawing more and more ships in over the years to try and free itself.
Interesting.
This is just what
Or to
this
feed.
is just what happens when you destroy a crystal sphere.
Oh, that would suck.
That's not a terribly uncommon thing. There's a lot of broken spheres.
Yeah. Do they all collapse into supermassive holes
No.
that suck up like
This is
the
a
older ships?
This is a unique occurrence.
Okay. Well, then I don't know.
Now, I'm going to bite my lip. I don't want to give too much away because
Oh, yeah, don't say.
I'm
Save it
excited about some
save
of
it
this.
for next time.
Yes, I will save it for next time. And I'm going to try and get a raid ready. Yeah. I'm going to raid an old friend of mine who's streaming right now, Bandio. He used to be on radio with Chance and I. He's playing some kind of video game. He's a nice guy, though. Real nice guy. And I don't see anybody else streaming that I recognize, so he'll have to do. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for being with us. We will be back next Saturday with World of Cairn. Next Wednesday with Tomb of Annihilation. I think Thursday there's still some Wild Beyond the Witchflight. And Friday with Star Wars. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be amazing. Once again, thank you all very much. Thank you to my players. I hope you had a good time watching and playing, and we'll see you soon. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
We're clear.
All I want for
All right.
Christmas is for Jimmy to die!
That was a good delivery.
I
Yeah.
do have a question, and this is stream related, not game related. Are we still like sponsors? Are we supposed to be saying them at the beginning of each one, or how is that working?
Oh God, we forgot tonight.
No, didn't do the ad read. Oh no.
I know. I totally forgot. It's okay. It's all right. We'll get it next time.
Yeah.
So is it?
Nice.
I've got to bite my tongue because I'm so excited about some of the things going on right now. I don't want to spoil it.
Oh, nice. Well, thank you, Church. Battle axe.
But I mean, like, we're supposed to do it at the beginning, so if I remember, I should remind you.
Oh yeah, definitely remind me because I you know me, I get 20 things going at once when I'm setting up the stream and getting everything ready and then the kids and so yeah, I forget.
Yeah, and especially considering we had technical difficulties happen tonight, it's like, yeah. By the way, might wanna try the custom CSS while we're still all in voice chat to see if like that fixes the issue.
Let me see here.
It's good to see you, man.
Let me see.
Man. It's good to hear.
Let me see. Hang on, let me get your message. So I need to update all of them?
Yeah, I think that's what's going on here.
Alright. Let me see here. Oh god, that's...
I think we just ended up on the second... Oh. Second level.
This one is... Ratt, okay. Alright. Where are you?
Yes, I still do bows like crazy.
Alright. Properties. Yeah, there it went.
Alright.
Did it work?
To go sell.
Yeah.
I definitely need more.
Nice. Okay, yeah, that was definitely the issue.
So yeah, I just need to update all of them. I'll do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and this apparently hit everyone, so it wasn't just us. So someone posted about it on Reddit, which is where I found the solution. So, you know.
Of course. And they didn't tell anyone.
Nope.
That should be illegal. Bastards. But yeah, I can get that sorted. I'll get that updated before the next one, and make sure it's handled. So, any concerns or anything about tonight? Everything will go okay?
I'm glad we've made it through. I'm very excited. I love the big ship.
Oh yeah. That image
Big
was
fan
fun.
of the big ship.
That image was fun.
Yeah. My only concern is that, just please tell me that, you've given us a way out of here, or a method to get out of here that we could find pretty easy.
Well, I mean...
Alive.
I'm not going to death trap you, if that's what you mean.
Okay, I am the concern about where we are.
Yeah, you know me. I'm not going to intentionally death trap you guys in a no-win situation. That's not my thing. I wouldn't do that to any players, because that sucks.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there's challenges ahead, obviously. I mean, you guys are level 15, and I want it to be a challenge for you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, another thing. Whenever Bryn hooks up to the helm, I know she can't cast spells, but what about her bard abilities? Like Tales from Beyond.
Is it a spell or spell-like ability?
I mean, it's a class ability. It's... I mean, it's spell-like, but I mean, she literally, like, petitions the, like, spirits who give her a tale to tell. And then, like, you know, she basically summons ghosts to, like, you know, act out the tale. So it's like, it's not magic coming from her necessarily. It's just like she has contact with spirits and she gets the spirits to do her bidding.
I suppose I could let that go. It's not like it's gonna overpower you or anything.
Did you want to try to?
Yeah, I mean, she literally has like none of her spells, so
yeah,
she can't fight. And she was never a very combat-oriented person to begin with.
Frontline or magic guy.
Yeah.
I don't think she even has a rapier on her right now.
Oh no, no weapon.
I don't think so. I can't remember if I had her have Jimmy pull that out of her bag of holding before we, you know, got into it. She may have, and I'll go back and look at that VOD, and I'll say that, you know, she put it on her hip before we went onto the Haruspex. Like, if she did, but yeah.
I would,
she's in a rough position right now.
I would assume that you would bring a weapon. I mean, if you want to say you have one, I'm not going to say, no, you left it behind. Ha ha ha, sucks to be you. I'm not going to do that to you.
Yeah, but I mean, I also kind of want to play, you know, fair at the same time. But I mean, I'll see, like, I'll go back and check the VOD. But yeah, I mean,
well, I mean, it's your call if you want to go there, but I won't force you to.
Okay.
So let me stop streaming.